is the end? Right? Like, what is the end for these people? And it's just like, I believe, one, here's the good news. And I'm looking hard for it. But here is the good news. Not even Teflon Don can dodge 91 fucking bullets.
He might.
Okay?
You don't know, Danielle. He might.
No, I'm telling you, there is no chance in hell that man dodges all 91 bullets. Here's the reason I say that. One, Fani Willis's case, and I want to, and I put in an asterisk and a footnote. Fani Willis's case has no setup for pardons.
That's right.
There is no
important
pardon.
For people to know that.
It's no pardon that happens in the state of Georgia by the governor. There is no pardon federally for state crimes.
Right.
Okay.
And it also has a mandatory minimum of 5 years.
And it has a mandatory minimum of 5 years. Okay. When Fani Willis stood up at midnight, because I was awake and I'm sure you were too.
Yeah.
Giving her press conference, and the questions that she were asked were dumb. But one of them in particular was, are you going to try all 19 people together? She said yes, right? And here's my thinking. Fani Willis says yes because guess who's running out of money? Rudy Giuliani. Headlines have just said Rudy Giuliani is running out of money, right? Like,
whoopsie.
This is whoopsie. They don't have all of those 18 other defendants in this RICO case with a mandatory minimum of 5 years, do not have Trump's money. So when Fani Willis stands before the press and says, oh yeah, I'm going to try them all together, she is just waiting in line at the International House of Pancakes, waiting for somebody to flip. Because 5 years to somebody pushing over 80, like Rudy Giuliani, doesn't seem like light work. It seems like spending the rest of your life in jail.
Death sentence.
For somebody who is younger, right? Which there are a couple of them that are.
Jenna Ellis?
Jenna Ellis looks like the end of your career.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You also, and Donald Trump may be telling them, I got this. I'm going to cover all your legal fees. Donald Trump is out there doing a tap dance at every single one of his rallies and put out fundraising emails right after the indictment came down, because guess who else is running out of money? He has about $40 million that he's been spending thus far on legal fees. All Donald Trump at the end of the day cares about is his own neck. So how much expense is he going to be willing to incur for 18 people who are now trying to decide, do I have what it takes to serve 5 years in jail? So this is the good news.
And Jenna Ellis is now crowdfunding after her Georgia indictment because Trump has thrown her under the bus because apparently she was seen as being too pro-DeSantis. So this is where I agree with you, where I think these are the softest birds on earth. Fragile, fragile, fragile. Weak as hell. And these birds are gonna sing. I don't see Mark Meadows spending a day of his life in jail. He's making some pathetic attempts to move this to federal court. Ain't gonna happen. I think Meadows is gonna sing. I think Jenna's gonna sing. I think a couple of the crackpots like Sidney Powell might go down with the ship. But I feel like this trial, which is going to be pretty expansive, televised, it's going to last for a while. We're talking about OJ stuff here, guys. That's an old school reference. You need money to put on a good defense, especially when you're facing Fani Willis. And I read the indictment. I think she's got him. And so not only that, Danielle, the unindicted co-conspirators, there might be more people charged. And I think those folks are going to sing because ain't none of them going to go to jail for Trump. And I love the fact that these MAGA supporters, just what a great grift for Trump, right? The MAGA voters were the target, and he has milked them for millions, Steve Bannon milked them for the stupid wall that was never created. And literally all the money that they're giving him right now, most of it is going to pay off his legal bills. And by the way, he's the leading candidate for 2024. So this is what I really love, is the fact that it's going to be drip, 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 flood, I hope. And the vice is being squeezed. And this case, and in addition to what you said, what people need to know, why this case is so different: state court, not federal court, right? Governor can't pardon, mandatory minimum, RICO. This one, unlike the federal indictments, is gonna be televised, folks. So think about all the news press that's gonna happen leading up to 2024, right? We can't drown it out with Hunter Biden's penis and laptop. It's gonna be this. That being said, this is why I might be. I was thinking about this before we started recording. Maybe I'm cynical, Danielle, but Donald Trump, at the end of the day, is a rich, powerful, influential white man who's the leader of the GOP and a former president. I just cannot see this dude in this country that we live in spending a day behind bars for all the reasons we've mentioned.
You know, I too am cynical, as everyone knows. Here's the thing. I would have said that and agreed with you, and I have, last week. There is something, Waj, about this indictment that feels different. Maybe it's because she dropped the dragnet on so many of the people we've been talking about for the last couple of years, right? These are names we've known. John Eastman, Sidney Powell, Jenna Ellis. You know, these are people that we've known, Rudy Giuliani, that we've watched. While we don't know when this is going to go to trial, what we do have to look at is the calendar. And what Donald Trump, what messages he's been receiving as of late. Judge Chutkan, who is overseeing the documents case, which we will talk about and find out more details about the start of that trial on August 28th. During her hearing, where she had to haul Trump and team back into in front of her, said, basically, I'm warning you one more time.
That's right.
Right? Like, these have your tweets, your social media, your speech at rallies have consequences. So the judge that is also going to be Judge McAfee in Georgia, he actually he fined a Trump lawyer about $5,000 and warned them that he will keep upping the ante if they keep disparaging their former legal associates. So at the end of the day, at first, all we had was Aileen Cannon. And we knew where she sits in Florida, which is tucked inside of Donald Trump's pocket.
And she's thoroughly incompetent, by the way.
And thoroughly incompetent, even though she was admonished by the circuit court for her rulings, and and has been admonished in other ways on other cases for making very, very basic errors that she shouldn't be making as a federal judge. But now we have these other judges and magistrates that look as if they are actually about business. So while you say, I don't think we see Donald Trump in jail, I think that we may see Donald Trump gagged with a gag order before the end of the year. I think that he will be hauled in front of Judge Chutkan probably 1, 2, 3 more times before she's just like, I said, I'm treating you like anybody else. She called him running for president a day job. Other people have day jobs, she said. That has no bearing on me. So,
and he's daring her. He's been daring her.
And he's daring her.
Yeah. And she's not messing around. And by the way, folks, Judge Chutkan is a black woman. 61-year-old black woman. I like how Danielle has to flex his Jamaican roots.
Born in Kingston. Big up. But I will say that, like, again, keeps testing the fence. So while we may not see Donald Trump, quote unquote, in jail, gagging him is an equivalent of him being forced, do you know what I'm saying, into silence, which for him, he's not going to be able to do. So he may end up truthing himself inside of a prison cell.
Yeah, he might be held in contempt, and that will be, if not prison, fines, numerous
Every
fines.
single, just
fine
keep
fine
running
after
it.
fine from numerous courts, which means more and more money being drained leading up to the 2024 election, where, according to a poll that just came out today, Danielle, I think about an hour ago, AP poll says that 64% of Americans will definitely not be voting for Trump. So it goes back to your early point.
Wow.
Yeah, which is a big number. And so Republicans who know, folks, and this is why, as we have said before, it's a Faustian bargain that Republican leadership made with Trump. They knew who he was. They even said it. They warned themselves. Go back and look at Lindsey Graham's tweet. If we nominate this man, we deserve what's coming to us, right? Marco Rubio, they all knew. Ted Cruz, Mitch McConnell. But they didn't care, as this bulldozer vulgarian literally is attacking our democracy. So now the lemmings are going to go all the way down with the ship. Because as you and I have said and predicted, and of course we get penalized for being right, the party belongs to him. Mm-hmm. And like I've said on this show and written about, and we have said, Ron DeSantis is a big wet noodle. He ain't going nowhere. And as of today, he has like a -20 rating when it comes to Republicans. Okay. So this is your guy, GOP. Trump is your guy. He's the leader of the MAGA radicalized cult that you helped enable through your complicity. He's going to go up against Joe Biden. And a lot of folks might end up going to jail because of this guy. So even if he doesn't go to jail, Danielle, and you got to think like this. You got to think strategically.
Yeah.
I think he will be a weakened candidate leading up to an absurd 2024 election where the media will do everything they can to be like, here are the 91 criminal accounts against Donald Trump. By the way, Biden is old. Both sides are extreme. and it shows that most people, once you tell the story, especially the fact that it's on TV, we're a country that loves sensationalism. You can't escape it. No matter what Newsmax or Fox throws about Hunter Biden's penis and laptop, it cannot beat the 91 counts, the 4 indictments, the chaos, the spectacle. It is overwhelming. And the fact that we have at least 2 black women who are not effing around, inspired by the the fate in the water in Montgomery, Alabama, the multicultural coalition of the willing coming together to beat willing to beat ass. And I feel like now's the moment. And the last thing I will say, because we mentioned this on our show in the summer before the midterm elections, as a lot of people who are paid to be wrong about everything said abortion won't move the needle. And you and I said abortion and defense of democracy will be kitchen table issues. And lo and behold, election after election after election in the red states, these white folks who ordinarily vote for Republican, these women are like, nope, you can't take away my rights. I like being seen as a human being who has autonomy over my body. So in addition to this, Republicans are now stuck because Trump has gone all in, crowing about the Supreme Court that he installed that took away abortion rights. If I'm Republican, I'm freaking out right now.